In this lesson, let's now proceed to cover some of the main topics we discussed in the course. When it comes to Corda, it's important to realize that there's two specific versions of Corda. We have Corda open source and then enterprise. Now, open source is also just known as Corda. When it comes to Corda and Corda enterprise, again, the use cases are going to be different. The features that are supported are different. Again, understand your business requirements. We know that the code base in Corda is written using Kotlin, but it also supports JetBeans, again, as the virtual machine that's used. And we know that we could develop our core D apps with either Kotlin or JavaScript. Now, when it comes to the core D apps, we know that these are used on how to come to an agreement on the ledger. Corda uses a UTXO approach when it comes to how the states are recorded on the ledger. We know that the ledger is immutable. We know also that the ledger is basically a multilateral type of ledger. And with that said, we do want to be aware that the model uses UTXO. Now, when it comes to transactions, when we're using Corda, basically we have notary-based transactions. That's effectively if there's a notary change that occurs. And then we have everything else, which is called a general transaction. We also learned that when we're testing, we could use testing frameworks to validate functionality. Corda has two specific frameworks. We have a flow and a contract framework. We also learned that blockchains use smart contracts and dApps, and that's what really produces the value and the enforcement of our blockchain applications. We also learned that blockchain as a service is something that could be used to deploy, for example, a proof of concept or even a production app if we so choose. AWS has blockchain templates for Corda VM available. And just note at the time of writing that they are making some changes to some of the templates. So what is available now versus the time you view the course may be slightly different. With that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next lesson.